If I were to start Pokemon collecting right now in 2026, knowing everything I do now, here's exactly how I would do it. Between hype, scalpers, bots, overpriced products, and influencer pushes, it's really easy to waste a lot of money and burn out fast in this hobby. So in this video, I'm going to break down the exact steps that I would use to build a solid collection in 2026 without going broke. The first thing I would do is ask myself one simple question. Why am I collecting Pokemon? Because there are actually three main reasons people collect Pokemon. Number one, you love the art and you love the nostalgia. You want cool cards, binder pages, and personal favorites. Two, you want to play the TCG. You enjoy the competitive side of things. You want to go to locals and hang out and make friends and talk to people and compete in tournaments because there are a lot of really awesome people in the community of Pokemon. Number three, you're interested in long-term value and investing. And here's the important part. None of these are wrong. But if you don't know your reasons, you're going to waste your money chasing everything. I think the healthiest way to collect is to enjoy the hobby for what it is. Because when you understand the cards, the sets, and the history of Pokemon itself, you naturally make better buying decisions. Step two is I would set a realistic monthly budget. I'm not talking about a fantasy number or not, I'll just spend whatever. I'm talking about a realistic, actual budget. Whether it's $20, $25, $100, $200, $300, whatever the number is, it doesn't matter. What matters is consistency. Pokemon collecting is not a sprint, it's a long-term hobby. Most new collectors think that they need to catch up with all these collectors that have been doing it for years and years and literally have walls and shelves just full of product and binders and whatnot. But you don't need to do that because I've seen a lot of people who have gotten severely stressed and burnt out of this hobby because they overspent chasing hype. You can just start small. It's okay. You can build an amazing collection slowly. And in all honesty, it's a lot better that way and a lot more stress-free. Step three, start with singles, not sealed. This is probably one of the most important tips in the video. If I were starting brand new in 2026, I would focus heavily on singles. Opening packs is fun, don't get me wrong. But if your goal is to actually build a good solid collection over time, singles save you a ton of money because you can pick your favorite Pokemon, you can pick your favorite art styles, full art trainers, alternate arts, vintage arts, whatever you want. And instead of gambling on pools, you're building something intentional. I still love to open packs, but singles would be the backbone of my collection. But I know there's going to be a lot of people that say, well, hey, I only like the ripping part. I don't care about, buying the singles. Like I want the dopamine rush of ripping and pulling it. And trust me, I get that. I love it too. But it's going to dig you into a financial hole just like that if you rely on building a collection based on packs alone. But hey, if you're wealthy, got the money to put into it, by all means. But this is strictly for people who cannot throw that much money into the hobby. This is for people who want to build a good solid collection over time the healthiest way possible and saving as much money as possible to basically show that, hey, you can do it without spending hundreds or thousands of dollars. Number four, pick a direction. One of the biggest mistakes that new collectors make is they try to collect everything, and that can get overwhelming very fast. So I would pick one or two of these examples to truly focus on here. Do you want to collect your favorite Pokemon, whether it be Charizard, Pikachu, Gengar, Lucario, Weedle, Evolutions, or do you want to master sets? When your collection has direction, every purchase feels purposeful instead of random. Step five is build a system, not just a collection. If I were starting to collect in 2026, I wouldn't just collect. I'd build systems. Here's what I would do. I would set up a simple system for tracking what I own, tracking what I spend, tracking what I want, and tracking what I plan to buy next. Because when you don't have systems, every purchase becomes emotional. And emotional buying is how people overspend, regret purchases, and eventually burnout. I would use wish lists and notes and alerts and spreadsheets, nothing overcomplicated, just something basic, just enough structure to stay intentional. Pokemon collecting doesn't have to feel chaotic. When you build systems, you stay in control instead of reacting to hype. Step 6 is learn the market, not just the prices. If I wanted to understand value, I wouldn't just track prices. I'd learn patterns. What type of sets age well, which Pokemon stay popular, which era performs long term. Well, where do I go to learn about the market? How do I track prices and all that? Well, what I use is a TCG Player. TCG Player is literally the backbone of how I learn the value of a card or a product or whatever it is. Learn how to navigate TCG Player. It's not that complicated. Anybody can do it. It's always good to learn how to use something like this as a new collector. So that way, if you go to a card show, if you go to a local card shop, someplace that sells cards or product, you want to understand how much that product is before you buy it. Because here's the thing, a lot of vendors, a lot of card shops, they usually price around market or sometimes even a little bit above because they know people are going to try to negotiate and haggle. You want to always check on the price of a card before you buy it. Let's say you wanted to buy a Charizard that was on the table. The price on it was $20. But that card specifically might not be $20. It might actually be like $16 or $14. You always want to double check that. Some people will go up and just be like, here, I'll take that right there. They won't even check the price on it or anything. And then, hey, that vendor just made like $6 off you, all because you didn't know the market of that card. Of course, a lot of vendors out there wouldn't even care to check the price and adjust it. They would just simply say, okay, I'll take the 20. And that's how new collectors get taken advantage of in this hobby. I'm not saying every vendor is going to do that. There are some cool vendors out there that will most definitely be like, okay, hey, let me make sure that the price on this card didn't go down because I have had it for maybe like a week or two. But always understand the price and always negotiate. If the vendor will not work with you, if they will not negotiate back, if they're like, my prices are set, firm, not moving, move on to the next table. Don't even try to argue with them. Last but not least, step 7, and that is collect what makes you happy. This is the part that most people forget when it comes to collecting. Pokemon is supposed to be fun. If opening packs makes you happy, do that. If collecting singles make you happy, do that. If grading or trading or investing excites you, then explore that too. There is no correct way to enjoy this hobby, in my opinion, because the moment collecting starts to feel stressful, that's when something needs to change. So if I were collecting in 2026, I wouldn't chase hype, I wouldn't panic buy, and I wouldn't go into debt. I'd build slow, I'd build smart, and I'd enjoy the process. If you're new to collecting, or even if you've been in it for years now, I hope this video has helped you in some way. And if this video did help you out and you did like it, please consider hitting that subscribe button and support the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. I love making this type of content for you. There will be more like this and other Pokemon related content as well. And as always, happy collecting, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.